two of them will conduct a ritual by which basically they both claim you, and the magics are therefore tied into combat. So they basically both enchant you, but the enchantments are contradictory. So now the magic is waiting to be decided, and that's what they are going to do. Now, what I am envisioning is that in the case of she, I mean, the chain is probably the important symbol in question, but she's not going to put a chain on you. She instead is going to say, this one is for you. And it is it's supposed to attach to you, and you can't take it off. But of course it does not. And so it is basically going to be held, magically in the air, and it is glowing and everything. And then at the same time, Zhong is going to claim you for the storm, which means that chaos is going to burst forth from you, and you will be transformed further into a being of much more power. And so, however, this cannot occur. So now the chain has, it's moving. The chain basically is now, keeping this away from you. It is there's a huge knot of magical power floating there in the village. And it's going to go one way or the other. One or the other will be defeated, and the question is how it's going to rely on what they do to each other and what will happen to them. So tell me where everybody is and who is with them. Urko, are you staying in the giant, or have you come to attend this event?
I think I'll go to the event.
Okay. I can see that personal guard. I'll wait for Skava to come back to us.
I was thinking about the banishing rune. Of some sort.
Oh, a banishing one of some kind. Okay.
Yeah. Because the gnome is more getting rid of and protection, and then I thought, well, banishing stuff would be good.
Okay, something that can destroy an entity of some kind. Something that can... I think that in a way, it would make most sense for the Cult of the Buried Dead if it was specific for something that is guarding something. If there is some kind of guardian that has been posed, this is sort of this god's special way to knock out a guardian. In other words,
like the Fist of Doom, like.
Oh, I see. If you want it to be a Fist of Doom, I suppose it can be.
I can do that.
Okay. But the idea is that it's good at banishing magical beings or physical beings who specifically don't want you to get somewhere and don't want you to get a thing.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay.
I think we lost Mika.
No, he's right there. No, he's here. I see him. Okay. Can everybody see everybody?
Yep.
I don't see Mika, but I can see.
Oh,
now.
That's weird.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, we are all restored. So then, the several of the Merciful Dawn most impressive members are going to arrive, and they are going to be unarmed, but they are also, full. They've got the tattoos or ornaments or whatever that let you know what kind of magic that they have. And the person who's the oldest person in the village, who is kind of the representative of the god of the village, Headwater, is going to be there as well, probably holding some sacred object for the village. Maybe it's the I suppose if we wanted to, we could say it's the bone of one of the first people of the village or something like that. But then we also have I'm trying to think of other powerful people or magical people of the region. Jala has come, and with Urko, and there is a group of people who are all now wearing a distinctive cloth, a distinctive piece of clothing, which they have made, which shows their commitment to the cult of the buried dead. So I think you guys can see that now, different people are arriving with their own ideas about their new identities. So Zhong and are not interacting very much. They have made this immense, powerful oath. Yes, Alma.
I would like to state where I am and whom I have with me.
Please
So I'm going to position myself in a way that Sword can see me, and I can see especially the members of the Merciful Dawn.
Right.
I'm going to have I'm not in civil clothes. I have my armor, I have my weapons, I have the bowstring.
Perfect. Right. Well,
basically glaring at them to dare them do anything wrong here,
perfect.
And you
you
will have consequences.
You are not alone in any way. They're not only
and I basically have everybody with me who uses to come to the shrine, and I'm trying to keep my cool, although I'm pretty scared about what will happen to Sword. I'm trying not to show it. I'm trying to show confidence in him.
Okay, can do.
And the procedure.
Absolutely. Thanks. So, Mikhail, what comes to mind?
Yeah, as I said, I wanted to make this into like a commerce thing. So I wanted to be in the mingle, giving out food to everyone.
So with Skava and the Merciful Dawn showing up with like violence right behind their eyes, you have a Kindu saying, pastries, everybody, beer.
But
what I want humor of it.
Right.
What I want to do is to give out alcohol also, but the strongest alcohol I'm giving to the Merciful Dawn.
I see, Mr. Sneaky. Okay,
and
so
also,
I do kind of like the idea of a Kindu saying to Skava, here, have a refreshing beverage. And Skava says, no, thank you.
No, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So, good. Zort, you have been a passive, you have received everybody's opinion. You have been told to stand places. You've had powerful magics cast toward you. If you want me to keep pushing you around, you just keep letting me do it. But what else could you
We'll see after this battle.
Okay. All right. So the two of them will walk out of the village immediate environment, and then they will go up paths. And I mentioned that it is not two mountains very far apart. So instead we have one long mountain, and it has different high spots, different peaks on it. And it's not just a line, it has a shape. So if you get on this peak and that peak, you can look across toward each other. And that is their situation. It will take them some time, of course, to walk up there. But that is all right. We have all day for a festival and for people to glare at each other too. So that is all occurring. When they get up there, because of the powerful magics that have been cast, it is they are not out of sight. You can see where they are because of the power of the magic that has filled them. Has actually cast a divine intervention. And although Zhong's cult does not use divine intervention in the same way, he has cast kind of an opening of a chaos portal. So these are extraordinarily dramatic things. If you go back to that channel and look, that is from a publication called the RuneQuest Companion. And it is a very famous picture in the history of RuneQuest because it shows the kind of magical events and obviously the somewhat idealized fantasy cultures, right, of Glorantha. But the idea is that Dungeons and Dragons magic does not do this. There's nothing in the magical system that conveys the content of that picture. Right, a very Trojan War kind of imagery. I strike for Athena, I strike for Ares. And the idea that, through our heroism, through our clash, great metaphysical questions will be answered. So those kinds of forces. Now, it's none of your characters. None of you are rune level. And I looked at the numbers for your characters, and I was a little disappointed because
I told you so.
It's going to take us a really long time to get up to those. We need skills at 90%.
I saw that.
It's going to take forever. So,
yeah, we can explore all the continent.
I know. God, how long does it take?
It will be frozen in time.
I know.
Sort of not too far away with getting the Ronfian scan up there.
Yeah, that's true.
Somehow.
Mm-hmm. So, Sandra, did you have a thought?
Yes, I was thinking about, everything you said with the rune spell and everything. I was thinking maybe some kind of guardian, because we do need to protect the temple, or maybe we need to protect something when we're outside fighting things, and now we need to protect the skull.
Right.
So some kind of guardian.
I see. So that we could add that to the rune list. The list of spells for the buried dead, and it seems to me it's a spell that Jala would be very interested in sacrificing power for to become part of the temple. That there are places in that giant where you don't go, or if you go, you get to become a secret in the temple too. Right, something like that.
Put guardian for rune spell.
Right. Yeah. But,
okay.
But the point is, you don't have to have that. That sounds like something that Jala would be getting.
Okay.
Right.
I'll put that on the temple page then.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that sounds like fun. We have ways to have a guardian of our own, and we have ways to shoo away other people's guardians. Right. So now, with those kinds of powers forming, so the space between them is starting to warp and change and show the conflict, between them. It is at this time that, it is at this time then that the principles and powers and gods before time are going to show their interest. And that occurs with the four of you, because the four of you have been kind of touched by these things. Skava is the only one who remembers them, and Ikindu has changed the situation in this area far more than he realizes, or perhaps as much as he hopes already.